Time to hear from Sean and get our fix of the day. Get on the standard now because
this is the way.
We were meant for this moment since the day we were born. Now sit back and enjoy, it's good day, Bitcoin.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The ECB and the Fed have both declared war on Bitcoin, saying they can outright ban and it's preventing them from expanding debt. Now, Fred Krueger was meant to be joining me live this morning. However, he has been held up signing books, the big Bitcoin book, which is unfortunate. I really did want to dive into that. We will reschedule and it is going to change the show a little bit. I do apologize, but I want to dive straight into what the Fed is doing. We're going to dive into the price. It has come down a little bit from yesterday's high, 69,430, breaking the 69,420. We did hit that mean, but Luke Mikic here. Minneapolis Fed confirms planned Bitcoin attack. A new paper published by the Minneapolis Fed reveals an open consideration and thought that banning Bitcoin can be on the cards if need be. The Fed, they rightfully know that the government can run higher deficits for longer in the short term if they attempt to ban Bitcoin adoption and money flows into Bitcoin, preventing the escape of cash from the sinking fiat ship. We all know in the end, Bitcoin wins. Check out the pictures below. This here, abstract. This is a working paper, October 2024. A legal prohibition against Bitcoin can restore unique implementation of permanent primary deficits. So it goes into a little bit more in this Cointelegraph article. Bitcoin introduces a balanced budget trap, an alternative state where the government is forced to balance its budget, the Fed wrote. The researchers use Bitcoin as an example of a fixed supply of private sector security without real resource claims. I definitely disagree with that. Obviously, the amount of electricity, energy that goes into mining each block is a real resource claim. However, they concluded that it should be banned or taxed to solve the conundrum. This is coming, 2 days after the ECB declares war on Bitcoin, saying pretty much the same thing. They're definitely working in lockstep together. A legal prohibition against Bitcoin can restore unique implementation of permanent primary deficits, and so can attacks on Bitcoin. It's absolutely insane. The United States, they have amassed 35.7 trillion in total accumulated national debt. Still, the primary deficit, the annual gap between spend and tax revenue, is currently around 1.8 trillion. So this comes straight after the ECB said the existence of Bitcoin impoverishes both non-holders and latecomers. Jürgen and Ulrich, yesterday we covered that a little bit more in depth. We went through Tour de Meester's thread there with the ECB. I find it pretty interesting. First, they say it's not going to work. Then they say it's a failure. It's never coming back. Bitcoin's died so many times. It keeps coming back. And now they're starting to panic that they're printing so much money. People are starting to wake up to that fact and jump into a better option. What amazes me is all this is coming out while banks here in Australia having problems. We had 2 last week over in the United States. I think 2 weeks ago, you had a couple of bank problems, as well as the telecom communication providers. It feels like something major is happening with the banks and they're trying to get everything in place. And then we've got Christine Lagarde, who's been really pushing against Bitcoin for freedom, that narrative, and saying that it's used for money laundering, illicit activities. Same speech points as what Jamie Dimon says, but Christine Lagarde has been convicted. The IMF had found guilty of criminal charges over massive government payout, but former French minister who faced potentially 1 year in jail will not face any punishment. We'll dive a little bit more into that tomorrow. This is really what I wanted to cover with Fred. It's unfortunately couldn't be here this morning because I did plan be able to have more of a discussion instead of the news. But we're 15 days from possibly electing a socialist and an Elizabeth Warren supporter to the White House. It's a little too early to declare war on self-custody. This brings me over to that video with, is it Maddie Reedy, I believe, or Maddie was her name, that interviewed Michael Saylor, flew from New Zealand all the way over to meet Saylor, I believe, in New York. They caught up and Saylor's saying, you know, anyone that's got Bitcoin in self-custody is a little bit too over the top. a little bit too anarchist. And to be able to trust the banks, not for me, mate. There is absolutely no way. It's Bitcoin and self-custody. That's how you separate money from state with everything that's happening. I don't think it'll be a problem for many, many years, but it happened with gold, a 6102 event. It could happen again, and it's very little price to pay to be able to rest assured and sleep easy at night. Just put it in self-custody. But this is pretty surprising here. The swing between Camilla and Trump, it's widening more and more. What are we, like 17 days out from the election? I think volatility is going to increase. You know, we had a $2,000 day almost from yesterday to this morning. And I think that volatility is going to keep picking up. Some people are calling for 100K by the end of the year, new all-time highs just after the election. Regardless of who gets in, I think it's up and to the right for the rest of the year when we zoom out. But Hunter Horsley, skate to where the puck is going, not to where it has been. It's hard to overstate how big the crypto gap is between millennials and boomers, and it's why wealth managers are starting to pay a lot more attention. So boomers, cryptocurrencies, it's only a measly 15%. And I have found the boomer generation are the hardest to be able to orange pill out of all my trials and endeavors. Lately, though, I have had a lot of success with boomer generation, which has been absolutely amazing, fantastic. It's slowly then suddenly I get everyone starting to feel the pain of inflation, the government spending that's gone on for far too long. I just want to say quickly, if you are just tuning in, Fred and I are going to reschedule. He's busy signing books. We mix the days up with the time zone difference. So definitely, if you haven't already, hit subscribe. If we vibe, we will give you the news with the fast facts. And then we bring on very important special guests like Fred Krueger. And we had Ari yesterday, which was very, very interesting. But millennials, 62%. It's nearly 4x, 400% increase over the boomer ETF investors. So definitely skate to where the puck is going. Now, this is pretty interesting. Japan, you know, we got the ECB, we got the Fed declaring war on Bitcoin. And then when you've got people running for election, you know, you've also got Trump as well, pro-Bitcoin. But then Japan to cut Bitcoin and crypto taxes from 55% to 20% if the Democratic Party of the People wins the election. That'll be interesting, something to keep our eye on. While we are here, we are at block height 866,743 sats per dollar. It's up a little bit from yesterday, but not by much. 1,477 sats for every $1 of that slavery fiat dollary dues. It's a pretty good deal. Anyway, 67,723. Market cap's dropped 0.02 trillion, sitting at 1.34 trillion from yesterday. Hash rate, I thought it'd be up 20% today. It's down another 8.89%, which is pretty interesting. It's over the 7 days. It's 1.74 because we are going to get into this. Bitcoin hits new all-time hash rate. So either Bitcoin Magazine's wrong or Time Chain Calendar is wrong if we're down. What are we over the last 14 days, last 30, last 90? Yeah, it's still not much at all. So we'll see. I'm not really sure. But either way, the hash rate is very high and price usually follows the Bitcoin hash rate coming into just after the election as well. Bitcoin number go up. Q4 is bullish, and where we are in the cycle, liquidity coming into the market, money printer firing up. I think all signs point to a higher number than what we are now, which is 67,801. MicroStrategy, I can't talk too much on it. I'm not knowledgeable enough. This was something that I wanted to dive through with Fred, but still pretty interesting. Money Fixer asked Grok to what the Bitcoin price will be by 2030. $2.5 trillion market cap, $12,644 per share. And that's with the current Bitcoin holdings. No one is bullish enough. I'm getting more shares tomorrow. A little bit of fun, Grok 2 in a fun mode. What do you think the MicroStrategy share price will be by the end of 2030? You must give me an exact number, no explanation. Pretty interesting. There's something that I wanted to dive into with Fred, stock to flow versus the PR model. I believe personally that all models will be broken very soon in short order, like the stock to flow has been with plan B here. He is talking about $500,000 Bitcoin for the cycle early 2025. By the looks of that chart, going red if we go up and then we go sideways again. We'll continue to watch it. I wanted to compare this to the power law. What I do love about both the stock to flow and the power law is they point up to the right. Or if you look at Bitcoin's history and you zoom back far enough, it goes up and to the right. Everything points to Bitcoin going up and to the right. Even when I had Scott on from the Motley Fool, we didn't agree about cash versus Bitcoin. Or I didn't get him over the line. I don't think I successfully orange pilled him. Maybe he reached the Bitcoin standard. Maybe he doesn't. But we did agree that the government are going to print money literally for the rest of our lives, forever and a day. And it makes sense to have hard assets, Bitcoin being the hardest asset. I think, even though I think this is broken and will continue to stay broken, the power law will become broken. They all point up and to the right. And it's indicative. Get in, get as much as you can, and then hold on for dear life. This is what Fred's busy doing, signing hundreds of copies of the big Bitcoin book. If we go over to Fred's Twitter account this morning, it's like a massive box. Where are we? That's absolutely insane. 500 books he needs to go through. Just put 500 stickers or 1,000 stickers and 500 bags of jerky. So I know what that's like to put in the proof of work. Well done, gentlemen. So he's going to be taken up for the rest of the day. China, they have cut interest rates again by 0.25%. Obviously didn't cause much of a reaction with Bitcoin, but this rate cutting cycle all around the world is happening. It's going to continue to. These are a couple of questions for Fred. Unfortunately, I'm going to save those for Fred. The most interesting question is what's his favorite cut of steak if price was no option. Just in regards to that Sailor interview that he did the other day, saying you can leave it in the bank, leave it in the bank, but not your keys, not your coins. You can leave it with a custodian, not your keys, not your coins. It costs very little money to buy a device, to be able to get some education or watch some YouTube videos, to be able to learn how to do it, pull it off the exchange. Couple of things you want. You want a node and you want an air-gapped wallet. You want it to be Bitcoin sourced and you want it to be verified by the Bitcoin community. If you're holding a large stack, then you want to move on to multi-sig and definitely sort out your inheritance planning. And then you can look to get a second passport, a plan B citizenship. If you are in one of those dystopian countries, it sort of seems like everywhere in the West is a little bit dystopian. The Bitcoin way, they're masters of Bitcoin self custody and cybersecurity, 25 years experience. The team, absolutely brilliant. I'll be having Tony back on, just trying to work out time zones, both very busy people. I also saw the Bitcoin way, they are hiring at the moment. So if you've got the skills to be able to help people, reach out. You can work in Bitcoin with Bitcoiners, get paid in Bitcoin. Seems pretty bloody epic to me. If you're on the other side and you need some help, you reach out the first 30 minutes. It is complimentary. Get a bit of a health check. Find out where you are, if you need their services or not. But the team, absolutely amazing. Thank you very much for being channel partners of the Bitcoin way. Another question, bit by bit, we'll have to get to it with Fred. What is the absolute best stake? We'll wait for Fred for that one as well. So this morning, we actually absolutely dumped overnight from high 69,430. I'll bring it up exactly, 432 potentially. So we're sitting at 67,872 at the moment. This is where I started, 67,081 this morning. If I hit refresh, we'll see where it's sitting at now, 67,780. So that's about $100 lower than the big red buy button in the background. Great opportunity, a little bit higher than when I stacked last week, but still bloody good in my opinion. Oh, we got a little bit higher, 69,431. So it did hit that 69,420. It's something that I definitely want to screenshot for the meme and maybe put it into a little bit of a photo frame for a little bit of fun. It couldn't be more perfect. Oh, one other thing that I wanted to see on here. Market cap, $1.34 trillion. I just want to see if it lines up with the time chain calendar. Yeah, 1.34. they're both in lockstep. Sometimes you get a bit of a discrepancy, and this was Fred. Hey, we're on tomorrow, right? Tomorrow I will be traveling to Sydney to Cheat Code, catch up with some really epic legends: Danny Knowles, Preston Pish, Peter McCormack, Mark Moss, Dylan Leclerc. There's some really epic speakers: James Chirk, Peter Dunworth, Daz Beer, Michael Dunworth. Andy will be there as well. There's going to be a great group of people there, so I look forward to flying to Sydney, catching up with them later in the week. If you are in Sydney for Cheat Code, reach out and say g'day, and it'd be real cool to be able to catch up. I'm so sorry Fred couldn't come on this morning. It's unfortunate. Unfortunately, these things do happen with time zones. Hate it when they do, but that's what happens when you go live and in different parts of the world. But thank God for the technology. I want to dive into a bit of a banter. Maybe let's just keep it a little bit more informal. If you've got any questions or if you want to throw around any ideas, please do so. Let's have a little bit of a chat, a little bit of a rip. That's the news out of the way. It's going to be a very, very different conversation this morning, but, you know, shit happens, as they say, and she'll be right, mate. It's no drama. We'll make it happen when we can make it happen. It won't be tomorrow because I will be flying. I won't be doing a live stream in the morning. I may do one when I get to the hotel. I'll be missing the gym tomorrow morning, so I'll do that first, and I'll organise a live stream after I'm all settled in. So I expect that maybe late tomorrow afternoon, but then Thursday, Friday, Saturday will be about the same time, maybe a little bit earlier on the day of the conference. We'll see. Friday. We'll see what happens there. Greetings for Aruba. Where is Aruba? I'm going to Google that. If it's working again. My keyboard stopped working this morning. I put fresh batteries in, still wasn't working. Oh, wow. Check this place out. This is absolutely amazing. You live in some glorious places. Check that out. Is that all reef? I think so. It looks like reef. Oh, my gosh. Wow. Mate, what a place. What a place. Do you get many cuttlefish there? They're absolutely amazing. I don't know if anyone's seen a cuttlefish underwater or in real life. They change shape and color, and you can talk to them with your fingers. They've got like these 4 little antenna things over their mouth, and if you go like that, they'll raise and they'll follow you. And I made friends with a couple of them. Like, was diving there every day for about 3 or 4 years. Not every day, twice a week. We were going there like for 3 or 4 years, and just really got to know them. And then there's like this big Maori wrasse as well. The underwater world, it's freaking amazing. You know, I live my life to dream, fly, dive, to be on the water, above the water, or underwater, and to be able to stack sats and chill. But what a place, man. How cool. Do you have any videos from the jerky making factory? No, I do not. We got a real quick short video of just Luke and I walking through. We were so busy when I went up there. It was a long-as drive both ways, and then we needed to put 1,000 stickers on 500 packs. It sort of took up the whole time, and we missed out on a couple of things as well. Unfortunately, we wanted to sit down, we wanted to do a podcast, we needed to go through a few more things, and we just simply ran out of time. So once I'm back, I'll head back up there as well, and we will sit down for a proper podcast, and we'll go through a walkthrough of making it. Unfortunately, US election predictions. Mine from Australia, you know, I can't vote, have no say in it. If it goes to plan, it looks like Trump's going to win. If some unforeseen event happens, the 17 more days, anything could happen, a black swan of some kind, cybersecurity issues, election fraud, double votes, unaccounted ballots, deleted ballots, then maybe Kamala wins, but we'll see. I'm really not sure. I think overall it doesn't matter for Bitcoin. I think it's both going to be up, number to the right, and maybe even Kamala gets in. The number's going to go a lot higher. I think under her government, her leadership, they're going to print even more money. Both presidents, whoever gets in as president-elect is going to print an extraordinary amount of money. I expect Camilla to fire it up a whole lot more. And I think Trump being in there will be a little bit better for the new cohort of Bitcoiners getting in, like from now over the next 4 years. It just gives them a little bit more time. Anyone here now, hopefully you do have your Bitcoin in self-custody. You've got some KYC and then KYC-free Satoshis. If you want to find out about KYC-free Satoshis, you can talk to the Bitcoin Way. You can watch Bitcoin BTC sessions on YouTube, or you can hodl, if you know what I mean. A couple of places to look for your own education and entertainment purposes only, I'm sure. But yeah, Dr. Danger Face, I don't know. Judging by the polls and the betting markets, Trump's way in the lead, 60-40 split. I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. Neither of them are going to save us at the end of the day, but I think one option is a whole lot better for less wars, less destruction, less killing of people, babies. Just there's constant warfare, genocide that's going on worldwide. Do you have any videos? No, I do not. Let me race up through the top. Good morning, Emil. Good to see you, Earthbum. Michael in the house. Bitcoin Buddha just finished a 24-hour fast. Well done, legend. That's absolutely huge, Michael. It's like our country's being run by the kids who never got picked and always complained. Same with our country as well. Anthony Albanese spitting the dummy over so many things. Bitcoin banning things has worked so well in the past. 100% it is. Even in China, when they quote unquote banned Bitcoin adoption went up, and it's going to continue to keep going up. McLovin here, good analogy. We're picking up our toys and going home now. MF is definitely an interesting individual. I'm not sure. Oh, Milton Freeman. Yeah. If you haven't watched any of Milton Freeman's videos on YouTube, well worth it. And Hayek, the books. Just finished 24-hour fast. You're a bloody legend. Then gets blood taken. He's got chicken nuggets in the oven, hopefully cooked in tallow, not in seed oils there. BB, that's cool. Our body's so much more adaptive and capable than most people realize, 100%. And it's a bit of a side note. Without health, there's no point gaining an extraordinary amount of wealth. Being in Bitcoin, you've got your wealth sorted. Great. It's all gravy, baby. But please look after your health and then focus on your relationships. There's nothing more important. Feel underdressed right now. Sorry, McLovin. We're going to have Fred on this morning. He's always in a suit jacket, so I thought I'd match him. Jamie Diamond is a demon, 100%. Danger Face. James Wild, good to see you this morning, mate. Mike, good morning. Will we be unburdened by what has been? Fuck. I don't know if it's taken out of context, but those short little clips, you listen to them, and I'll get things wrong, and I'll stutter, and I'll mix up my words, and I'll choke and not be able to get out the thoughts that I want to be able to say. But I don't know if I've ever been that bad on stream, even since the start. It's absolutely insane. I guess I don't drink on stream. I don't drink at all. I got pulled over by the cops on the weekend. It's like, can you blow into this? I'm like, yeah, mate, I'm pretty sure I'll pass. I haven't had a drink for like 7 years, 8 years. And then I had to do a thing. I'm like, same deal, mate. I haven't had any drugs for that time. And you needed to do it and then wait there. And you sit there and fuck, just let me go. I had concrete drying. I was racing to Bunnings to get more concrete. It was wasting my time. Anyway, yeah, she's interesting for sure. Criminals telling us what we can and can't do with our money. What a joke. Yeah, I think that's in regards to Christine Lagarde. I, for one, want to be re-burdened. It's absolutely insane. Is Sailor a turncoat? No, I think overall he's speaking to a different audience, really, isn't he? He's talking to institutional investors. Maybe it could have been a little bit more clear. Shinobi, I saw Shinoba calling Michael Saylor a spook yet again. I don't think so. He's providing signal. He's orange pilling companies, and those companies are going to have to hold it within, quote unquote, it's hard to say, trusted institutions. And of course, if they're too big to fail, the government can always print money, confiscate the Bitcoin and pay them back in fiat dollars and then continue to debase it. That's speculation, but it's possible. But I think overall he's just talking to a different audience. I think for retail, for all us plebs, we are literally best to hold it in self-custody. If you want to loan things and stuff, I don't think the market's there. If you want to play those games, it's your money, it's your choice. Just don't do it with your whole stack. I'd definitely be keeping a grab bag in deep cold storage multi-sig. It's pretty imperative. So yeah, I guess that's my comments there on that. Sorry about Fred. We'll reorganize or just see if he's gotten back to me. No, sign a book. He may be signed mine right now. I think I was under 200. I did notice as well that with the books, Fred's put out some ordinals. So each book has an ordinal attached to it, private key and stuff. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I want to talk to him about that. I think it's spam on the Bitcoin network. It clogs up the nodes, makes them more expensive to run. Why shitcoin on Bitcoin? However, that's a biased, narrow view, and maybe the conversation's a little bit more nuanced than that. So I wanted to dive into ordinals because Fred has made an ordinal. It sounds like he's made 500 of them. So we'll continue to see. Obviously wanted to go through his book as well. Like the shipping, I wanted to get one straight up, but the shipping was like $260 to Australia. Like, way better to keep stacking sats at the moment. Hope this doesn't offend anyone, but I am leery of any billionaire who owns a massive amount of Bitcoin, including Saylor. Yeah, and interesting. The billionaires are coming. I'm reading a book by, what's it called? Like Make a Few Billion Dollars, I think is what it's called. The guy's pretty interesting. He's made a few $1 billion. I'll bring it up on Amazon. Your orders. I ordered How to Make a Few $1 billion by Brad Jacobs. And even he alludes to Bitcoin. He hasn't said it directly. I'm about 60% of the way through the book, but he alludes to it as well. He's really talking about using AI and technology within his business stack to be able to expand, to be able to leverage, to be able to grow, and then to be able to acquire and then implement technology, AI. And then he does talk about digital money transactions in there. So the billionaires certainly are paying attention. I don't think most are public about it. But yeah, Elon Musk owns a Bitcoin. Michael Saylor owns a lot of Bitcoin. Yesterday in that video, when I was listening to it, 4 years ago, he announced that he owned like 17,000 and something Bitcoin personally, and he's continued to add to it. So these people definitely have a lot of power. They've got a voice. And I guess that's why it's so important to run a node. If anything in the future gets proposed, you can vote against it. So let's bring up time chain calendar real quick. How many reachable nodes? 19,307. Cost you, I don't know, about $450 Australian, not even. But, if you want to go over and above, I got a PSU for mine. So the other day, the power went out completely and the node was still running, which was pretty cool. But public reachable nodes, 19,307 there. It's very little effort. So you can do it to be able to protect, to be able to vote, to be able to keep Bitcoin secure. But it also allows you to verify that your Bitcoin stack is your Bitcoin stack, and it's not just sitting there as digits on a screen, but it's actually in your wallet at the address where it is designated to be. Cheap laptop has a built-in PSU, 100%. That's a good point. I was talking to Tony about laptops as well, and I think he was saying like if it's brand new and cheap, it's all good, but if it's you've had other things on there, maybe it's not the best thing to be able to use. And a laptop's a whole lot more programmable than a Raspberry Pi. The two dogs are trying to get outside. Sorry about Fred. I do apologize. If you haven't already, if you could smash the like button, and we'll get Fred back on the show. McLovin, I'm a bit bothered by Saylor's stance on Bitcoin as a way to store wealth and not so much as a viable currency. I think at the moment, personally, Lightning works very well as a payment. I'm going to load up my Lightning wallet today for the Bitcoin conference. I'll be buying more of these books from Daz, be paying in Bitcoin. They'll be signed as well. Maybe we'll do a bit of a giveaway, but for friends and family when I'm out on my orange pilling journey. Like, this has been the most successful book because it's so small. It's like 4 to 6 hours for someone. If you read really slow, maybe a little bit longer, but it's easier to be able to get through than that, even though that's the best book to read. But I'll be loading some Lightning on there and using it as a currency, and it does work really well. I guess the network adoption's not there yet. It's not ubiquitous. It's not wide scale. You know, even in El Salvador, where it's legal tender, it works in some areas, doesn't work in others. I'm just going to hit reload on the time chain calendar. But as a store of value, it's working really well, and I guess that's what the majority of people are using it for at the moment. Is that a bad thing? No, I think it's just a natural progression of storing wealth and then moving towards a currency. Things need to be phased in from the bottom up. Nobody in normie world is ready to trade in their cash for Satoshis yet, though I am 100%. Like, we go around, we talk to people, try orange pill them, they look at us like we're crazy. It's absolutely insane. And I guess this is one of the reasons I show up every day, is to be able to keep my insanity. I believe Bitcoin is the most important thing, apart from our health and our relationships, to be paying attention to right now. So our health, our wealth, and our relationships. And so many people are asleep to the fact, and we have Commonwealth Bank double spending, and that's the whole point of banks, is to prevent the double spend effect. And we had Westpac and St. George go down last week. It keeps happening more and more. The vibrations of the earthquake is speeding up. The oscillations of the earthquake are speeding up. They're getting tighter and tighter. I think something is looking to collapse with the misinformation, disinformation bill, putting in that clause about saying you can't warn about banks. I wouldn't be able to say that. That keeping your money in a bank is not safe. It's a fucking crazy idea. I understand having a bit of cash for your business for a bit of a runway. We've got 2.5 years. Got a little bit of cash for upcoming expenses, but everything else in Bitcoin, anything I don't want to lose is in Bitcoin. I think that's the smart thing. And it's taken me thousands of hours of research to be able to get there. I understand, but that thousands of hours researching Bitcoin is trying to find out why it won't work, why it won't succeed. And I can only find two in their Jeff boost too. Number one, it doesn't stay decentralized. And number two, it doesn't stay secure. Maybe we could throw in three. They try to change the code, but that comes back to point number two. As long as it stays decentralized, people are running their own nodes. It's all gravy, baby. It's just doesn't make any sense not to, but to be able to get people from there. It's a 0 to 1 event. It's so bloody difficult. And most people have such short attention spans. They're willing to watch they can't even get through a 60 to 90 second TikTok video, let alone spend 4 to 6 hours to read a book. So I'm so grateful that everyone here is putting in the proof of work. You know, it's much easier to be able to deal with Bitcoiners in every area of your life. So the more we can grow, the more we can spread the message, the more people that get it come onto a sound money standard that's lined with truth, with light, that's fair, that's an even playing field, that doesn't censor, that doesn't control, that doesn't debase people's life force energy, that doesn't fund endless wars, endless propaganda campaigns. It's just fair to simply use to be able to control people on every level. He who controls money controls the world. Not the case with Bitcoin. If you control the money with Bitcoin, because it is the money, you control it. Somebody else is not controlling your money, so therefore you have power over your own world. I think that's absolutely amazing. Do I have any assets, equity, silver, or gold? I've got, I don't know, about 3 or 4 ounces of silver. That doesn't count as anything. They're just coins from my wife's granddad, called Papa. Granddad, well, my wife's granddad, and then from my papa as well, or maybe there are a couple of ounces, whatever. So no, apart from that, it's all Bitcoin, 100%. There's just nothing else. I had gold in the past, I sold it all and then transitioned into Bitcoin. Would I ever own gold again? Potentially, maybe. Would I sell my Bitcoin for gold? No, not at this stage. There's just nothing that out-competes Bitcoin. And I guess I approach it, I don't invest, to be honest. I'm here just to save my energy. We've got a training business. Obviously, I've got the Jerky as a startup as well, but we've got a training business. We earn income and we put it into Bitcoin, and it just stores our wealth. And then we provide better training. We get more income. We put it into Bitcoin and don't really need to think about it. Yes, I think about Bitcoin all day, but I'm not here to speculate, to be able to gamble. I went through a shitcoin season, and, you know, while it paid off, it sucked my soul away. It is a game of the devil, in my opinion. It is all just gambling. I happen to get lucky, but if I was to go back, would I do that again? Not in a million years. The amount of mental bandwidth that it takes up, and the lies and the program, the propaganda, the narratives that they push, just really not interested. And then everything else is counterparty risk. Even MicroStrategy, you know, people are selling their shares after watching that video. They get spooked. And I think it's probably back to where it was now. That's me. Maybe that's naive, but I just think Bitcoin is the apex predator. It's going to take over the world, and it already has. And all you need to do is be here for a 4-year time frame, and it keeps getting better, 150% in Bitcoin. Let's effing go. It's pretty much that. Yeah, McLovin. But appreciate everyone being here. Sorry about Fred yet again. If you can smash the like button, hit subscribe. We will get Fred onto the show. We've got some really cool guests coming up as well. I'll be meeting some really epic Bitcoiners at Bitcoin Cheat Code in Sydney later this week as well. So if you go on there, reach out to me on X. If my DMs aren't open to you, just send me a message, tag me and say you're going to Cheat Code, and follow you, and we can open up DMs if you want to catch up. Moon Jumper, I agree. What is your sentiment on Simon Dixon? I was actually going to ask everyone else what their opinion is on Simon Dixon, because we've gotten a couple of conversations, and I like his takes. But 100 Air, what is your sentiment on Simon Dixon? I love his efforts, but I'm not 100% sure about his geopolitical revelations. So I want to believe him because he is OG in the Bitcoin space. Yeah. So I created Bankless or Bank to the Future. I think it's called, but I don't know. I really don't know. I'd love to hear what people's thoughts are in regards to Simon. I was going to ask him on the show. I just don't know enough, and I don't want to bring on someone that, I don't know, misleads people in any way. Like, I'll have people on like Scott and have an open conversation, some diatribe in regards to cash versus Bitcoin, or get a look at the economy. But yeah, I don't know. If you're watching the video to the end, leave it in the comment section whether he is good or bad. McLovin, appreciate you, brother. No worries, Sean. Awesome show today. Thanks very much for all your hard work and dedication. This it keeps me sane in a world that has gone mad. So thanks, everyone, for showing up, for smashing the like button, for commenting, for being here. Most of all, just putting in the proof of work, stacking sats, putting in the research, reading the books. The World Economic Forum, they're fucking evil. They literally want everyone to own nothing and be happy. This is directly from Klaus Schwab. They want you to eat the bugs. They're pushing this agenda. They're pushing the green agenda as well, which is not working out. It's causing rolling blackouts. We've got extraordinary expensive electricity. And then Bill Gates is starting to come out with nuclear reactors. Energy doesn't work, we'll overcharge, and then maybe we fund the building these nuclear reactors, so then he controls the energy for everyone as well. I don't know, a bit of speculation, tinfoil hat. Either way, the WEF is fucked up. So for everyone putting in the WEF, the Fed, every government in Western society is just trying to control to be able to keep people slaves. Everyone put in the proof of work. Well done for breaking the out of the matrix. You've been here for a little while. Hang around for 4 years. Happy days. If you've been here for a little while, you already know what it is. It is freedom technology. Number go up technology at the same time, which is pretty cool. But just truly, I'm so grateful, so humbled. You keep me sane, just knowing there are people out there making their world a better place to make the world a better place, and we can get away from the endless destruction. I am literally just sick of people going on to X and you just see bomb strike after bomb strike. It's absolutely horrific. Yep. Power in Broken Hill at the moment. Yeah, no power in Broken Hill at the moment, thanks to green energy. See how fucked up it is? It's crazy. We're a first world country. We're the most energy, or the second most energy abundant country in the world. And we ship all our coal to China. They're shutting down coal fire stations. We've got massive amounts of uranium. And we've got all these regulations in place to be able to prevent it. Elon Musk yesterday posting that you can build nuclear reactors now that are literally impossible to melt down, even if you tried everything. If you tried on purpose to melt it down, impossible to melt down. Technology's come a far way, and then we've got regulations, red tape that are so backdated. Is it designed to keep us controlled? That's what I feel like. Hey, Sean, I pulled my hair back and put on pants for this live. Lol, still watching, still vibing. Good to see you, brother. Bullish, Mr. Robbers, good to see you. No opinion on Dixon, but it's always fun to hang with Underworlders. Great off the cuff show. Thanks so much. It's hard, you know, and I may not always nail every show, the news with the fast facts. That's my intention, is to get it out in 25 minutes so you can just catch up, get on with your day, do whatever you want to do in there. If you want to hang around for a bit of a banter, talk a little bit of nonsense, have a bit of a rip, listen to a bit of signal. It's all signal from Bitcoiners. That's what I'm here for. That part keeps me sane. Occasionally stuff like this will happen. Shit does happen, and I need to change everything last minute. You know, we're running live. I was waiting for Fred. Couldn't keep you waiting much longer. You know, I said I'll go live at 7:35. I want to go live at 7:35. So I'll do my very best. But you know, everyone hang around. Thanks so much. It's been a pleasure. I only get better from doing it, and hopefully the improvisation was not too bad, and obviously I had a couple of talking points there. But I think it is very important now with the ECB and the Fed, please just get your Bitcoin in self-custody. Just do it. It's a little bit of money. If you've got, you know, a couple of $1,000s and more, please just get into self-custody. If you want to watch BTC sessions, spend your time getting the information from free, watch BTC sessions. If you want to just bypass that and just learn how to do it properly, reach out to the Bitcoin way. Again, the first 30 minutes is free. Either way, whatever way you do it, or go out, Reddit, on X, please just do it. It's incredibly important. You never know what can happen. Do it before it's too late. Like here at the moment, got someone trying to buy at least one Bitcoin, and the banks are like so slow. $10,000 a month for the first bank account. That's $20,000 a day for the other bank account to be able to get into. So it's going to take about a week to be able to buy one Bitcoin, which is absolutely insane. That's the banks, it's the trusted institutions. What if the exchange are like, no, you can only withdraw, you know, 10% of your stack per day, or 10% of your stack per month? Maybe it doesn't happen. Maybe it's all gravy, but don't risk it. There's no point. This generational wealth, think of it 10x higher, 20x higher. If you're here till 2030, 2034, you know, $67,000 to $1 million thereabouts. Other people calling for 10 million. Maybe it's higher, maybe it's lower. Why risk it? Why risk it at all? Anyway, I'm out. Please do something nice for yourself, for somebody else out there. I appreciate each and every one of you. You are fucking legends. You make my day every single day. Be blessed. Peace. Thank you. Ciao. If we can hit the play outro.
Welcome, one and all, to the future of news. Bitcoin is here now when the dollar is through. Start stacking those sats and make it habitual. We all deserve to be sovereign individuals. Time to hear from Sean and get our fix of the day. Get on the standard now, because this is the way. We were meant for this moment since the day we were born. Now sit back and enjoy. It's good day, Bitcoin.